that you want from going after the prospects that really could expand your life and business is you.
You cannot reach the next level of high performance at the same level of energy you have now. You have to start conditioning your mind, your body, your energy to be in a better place to be able to serve.
Whoever asked you to be a part of their team, they saw greatness in you.
For my wife and I, our biggest breakthrough came in when we finally believed that we could do this and that we could help others do this, and we believed in our core that anybody can do this business.
So between December 11th and December 13th, we're going to have the best speakers, not only in the United States, worldwide, on one stage here in Las Vegas, but you'll be able to watch it from the comfort of your own home.
It's your boy E.T. saying, do me a favor, go pro. All right, don't be an amateur all your life. Go pro and make the rest of your life the best of your life. Let's go.
It is where you learn to be a professional network marketer.
From 9 to 5, been biting my tongue for all this time. Won't let anyone cut me short. I was thinking this was the way to go, and you put up your puppet show. I say cheers to life. No, I'll be no good man's wife. Just leave me alone. I'm running the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. No, you better go home. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. So I woke up, sun in my eyes, forgot all about what I did last night. What I do, remember that it was real, real life. Talks about me are never good. I don't live life the way that I should. Oh well, I'm in for some fun tonight. Just leave me alone. I'm running the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. No, you better go home. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Hey now, just you and I, we could be the next Bonnie and Clyde. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Oh, it's the time to rise up. Live the life we're proud of. Just leave me alone. I'm running the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. No, you better go home. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Hey now, just you and I, we could be the next Bonnie and Clyde. Hey now, don't be shy. Follow my lead if you wanna be mine. Oh, it's a time to rise up. Live the life we're proud of.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the GoPro Recruiting Challenge, day number 6. I'm excited to be with you today. I've got some incredible things. Sandy, check your text, please, before you do anything else. Go ahead and make that call. Make sure we're all set up. You can step outside and do that, whatever you need to do. We're moving lots of things around, making sure everything's happening the way they're supposed to be happening. But first of all, before we get started, I want to tell you, I had an absolute blast watching the Snow Angel Challenge. The Snow Angel Challenge was absolutely amazing, unbelievable, awesome, spectacular. Teresa, are you with Les? You're with Les?
I'm with Ace Fair.
Okay, you're with Ace. All right, never mind. Just making sure that I got the right things covered, because I'm trying to make sure we got Les on here. But so we'll make sure that happens. If not, we're going to go to another trainer and then we'll get him on in a minute. But the Snow Angel Challenge was absolutely epic. People going beyond their comfort zone into public places. I laughed my butt off. I watched one lady this morning. It was so funny. She's walking through she's like really decided she was going to like put herself out there big time. So she's walking through a market and there's people sitting in like a booth and they're talking to each other. And she literally just laid down in between them while they were talking to each other and did a snow angel in between them and got up and walked away. You should have saw the look on these people's faces. They're just like, what is going on? This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So the whole goal of this is for you to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because it's difficult to look good and get better at the same time. Sometimes you got to let go of your pride and of your ego and all the other things that would tend to slow you down or hold you back. Don't let that happen. So again, share this with other people, tag 5 people into the comments. Let people know this is not a spam zone. There are scammers out there that are trying to impersonate. Do me a favor. Before you report somebody to Facebook, make sure it's not actually me, because I actually got reported a bunch of times because people thought that I was like one of those people, because it's the same thing. And Facebook threatened to shut down everything this morning. We had to like have emergency calls to be able, because if somebody who is commenting or doing something or posting has 170,000 followers, it's probably me. So if they have 4 followers, it's probably a scammer. So just please make sure, because this almost didn't happen because they were shutting everything down based upon that. So make sure that's number 1. No solicitation. If you are soliciting inside of this group, pardon my French, you're an asshole. Stop doing that. It's just so lazy and stupid and desperate and sleazy and dumb. Don't do it. You people are doing it in the comments. Don't do it. We find you, we block you, we ban you. Just grow up. What are we talking about this? This is the GoPro Recruiting Challenge, not Go Scammer Recruiting Challenge. Come on, grow up, get serious. Let's do this. So I'm probably going to come to you, Jordan, first, because I don't see Les yet. But just be ready. So that's number 1. Number 2, if you want to get the notes for all of this challenge, make sure that you go to register. It's free. We'll send you the notes. GoProRecruitingChallenge.com. make sure you're registered. Some of you found your way into this challenge without registering officially. If you're not getting emails from us, make sure that you go there to get registered. Next, if you'd like to get the recordings of this full 7 days to be able to have forever, lifetime access, take a picture of this, go to GoProRecruitingChallenge.com/lifetime access, and we will take care of you there. And if you have any questions about anything, about your ticket, about anything, go to support@networkmarketingpro.com, send them an email, give them a little bit of time because we're getting an awful lot of questions. Give them a little bit of time, give them a little bit of grace while they're trying to figure this out. We don't have a huge team in order to be able to figure this out. The courses, just so you know, the bonus courses, outside of ours, the bonus courses you're going to get in December. You're not going to get the bonus courses right away. You're going to get the bonus courses in December from all these speakers and trainers and everything else. All the extra free stuff you're going to get in December. So don't stress. If you haven't received them yet, don't stress. It's going to be fine. We'll get them to you, but it's going to be in December. Okay. So let us get to that. All right. So let me tell you who are the prize winners from yesterday, who won the iPhone 12s. Michelle Marion, David Carney, Sherry Laudermilk, Rachel Eisenhower, Tammy Roberts, Brandy Purdue, Patricia Nicosia, Shauna Vernon, Mike Kamal, August Easley, James Sanford. Hey, James, congratulations. Fred Austin, Yolanda Martinez, Andres Yepes, Y-E-P-E-S, Kadisha Cox. You are the people who won an iPhone 12 from yesterday. Congratulations on that. There is a post inside of the challenge where you can go fill out the form to claim your prize. And let me tell you what the prizes are for today. Show them the prizes for today. The prizes from today are, we're going to give away a total of 30 GoPro tickets and 10 VIP upgrades. The VIP upgrades are $1,300 or $1,000 upgrades on top of the general admission ticket. So we're going to do that for 15 for people who have purchased. If you get your ticket today. If you get your ticket today, we're going to do a drawing and we're going to give away 15 GoPro tickets and 5 VIP upgrades. And if you purchase your ticket before today, we're going to do another drawing for 15 GoPro tickets for a friend. So you can bring a friend with you or somebody who deserves to go with you, or you can have a contest for 15 for a friend and 5 VIP upgrades for people prior to today. So if you bought before today, you're going to get it. But here's my advice to you today, go to virtualgopro.com, get yourself a ticket, be part of this special event, virtualgopro.com. And I think I added it up yesterday a little bit off. But here is the, can you put up the screen? Here are the bonuses. We're going to be covering a GoPro, social media, presentation, duplication, leadership. So you have a personal breakthrough and you leave with a game plan to build your business. We're giving away social media mastery, 7 skills in 7 days, 20 in 30, how to recruit 20 people in 30 days, communicate to connect. I think that's what it's called. The Start Over Challenge with Dean Graziosi, and the Instagram story training, which is, I think I added this wrong. So 3, 6, 16, 18, like 1900. No, I think we're pretty close, right? 300, 600, 1600, 1800, 1900, something like 1900. Anyway, we're pretty close to $2,000 worth of bonuses at any ticket level. You'll get, if you get your ticket today, plus if you get your ticket today, you're going to be put in a drawing to be able to get 15 free tickets for a friend. You got to get your ticket today. 15 free tickets that you can give to a friend and bring somebody with you, 5 VIP upgrades, 15 tickets that you can give to a friend, bring somebody with you, or run a contest inside of your group. Whoever does something, they'll earn that free ticket that you're going to get. Okay? Because I'm sure everybody here, if you'd like to bring a friend and have a free ticket to be able to bring a friend, put free into the comments. Let me just see if you'd like to do that. All right, fantastic. Fantastic. So all you have to do is either share this post or post 5 friends into the comments, tag 5 friends into the comments, and you'll be eligible for that drawing for those free tickets for the prizes. All right. I think I get everybody. So let's start with Jordan Adler. Let me tell you about Jordan. Sandy, we have him yet or no? 2 minutes. Oh, we have him in 2 minutes? Okay, cool. We'll wait for 2 minutes. Is it worth waiting 2 minutes for Les Brown? Probably worth waiting 2 minutes for Les Brown. He's the man. He's amazing. He's awesome. So while we're waiting for that, give me one takeaway that you've received from this challenge. One thing that you're going to do, one thing that helped you, put that into the comments. And also, if you've recruited 1 or more people since then, if you recruited 1 or more people since this challenge started, put the number of how many people you've recruited into the comments. How many people have you recruited? How many? How many? Put it into the comments. Let me see it. If I would use stories, get uncomfortable. Boy, it's really going fast. Posture. Learn how to network, step out of the comfort zone, get uncomfortable, be vulnerable. Fraser's ghosting, structuring my day better. Tell your story. Following up, marrying the process. If I would you, it's a nuclear comment. It's just so good. It's such a great phrase. If I anything, would you? It's amazing. Even if you're dating, it's a good phrase. If I would you, work, I'm telling you. How do you think I ended up convincing Marina to hang out with me? Just kidding. Kind of. I don't know if this is for you or not, but launch your recruits, kick the heifer. Oh boy. Okay. Well, here's the thing. You must be having trouble getting on for some reason. So we're going to start with Jordan Adler. Jordan Adler, just so you know, over 557 personal recruits, didn't recruit anybody for like 10 years, has over 250,000 distributors, over 650,000 customers. He's going to talk to you about success by the numbers, a plan that works 100% of the time. Jordan Adler, go ahead, kick it off.
Hey, thanks, Eric. How are you doing, man? Nice to see everybody. I think I want to start by asking the question, you never know when Eric's going to call on you, right? You just got to be ready, right? So if I were to ask 100 of you, how did you get recruited? If I asked 100 of you, how did you get recruited? I'd get 100 different stories from you. Some of you saw a video on Instagram and that got you excited. Or maybe you had a friend that was making money and you were tired of watching them make money and you decided you wanted to make some money too. Or maybe you read a book about network marketing that, you know, like that was me. I picked up a book at a garage sale when I was in my 20s and it got me interested in network marketing. And so I started doing my research. Maybe somebody actually invited you to take a look or invited you to some kind of a meeting or an online meeting or a Zoom. Or maybe you were scrolling through social media and something caught your attention and you got excited. Or maybe you just Googled business opportunity. Or maybe you were introduced a couple of years ago and the timing just wasn't right. And so you signed up a couple of years later. So the question I have is, you've heard from all these different amazing recruiters, but all of them have different ways to recruit. And the truth is, if you were to get into their organizations and ask their people, how did you get recruited? Most of the time, the stories are different. So what is the best way to recruit? The title of my talk is Success by Numbers, a plan that works 100% of the time, as long as you don't quit. And I can tell you that if you put into practice what I'm going to share with you over the next few minutes and you don't quit, it will work for you 100% of the time. So what's the best way to recruit? Anything that creates an exposure. Anything that creates an exposure. You have to be patient with people because sometimes their schedule is not the same as yours. It typically takes somebody 5 to 8 touch points, which can happen real fast. It can happen in a matter of a day or two, but it typically takes somebody 5 to 8 touch points before they actually sign up. So, but the whole idea of recruiting scares people. It creates a lot of fear. I'm going to share a little bit about my story with that, but it creates a lot of fear. And so if your focus is on getting people, you're going to have struggle. People are going to run from you. If your focus is on getting people, you have to focus on giving. So if you look at the people that have sponsored 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000 people, Brian Carruthers, their focus is not on getting people. Their focus is on giving. But that follow-up is so important. And so you're looking for ways that you can contribute to those people that you've shared your business with. You've created an exposure. You're looking for ways that you can give to those people on it and create these touch points. A touch point could be a tag in a video you want them to watch. A touch point can be a text message that you send to them saying, hey, I'm thinking about you, and I just wanted to get your answer to the question that I asked you yesterday. Or whatever it is. It could be you loan them a book. It could be you send them something to read and ask for their feedback. It could be an invitation to participate in another Zoom. So it's a lot of work to recruit a new person, but it's worth it because one new recruit can mean a $500 a month check for you. One new recruit could mean a $1,000 a month check for you. One new recruit could be a $10,000 per month check for you. So it's work to get a new person into the business. It can be fun, but it's work. But it's worth it. So I want to tell you a story. One big thing that was advised to me many, many years ago that really helped me grow my business was to get rid of my TV. And I'm talking, this was 30 years ago, back when my TV was a box, it wasn't flat. And so I took my TV and I put it in a closet. And it sat in the closet for 3 years. And then I eventually took it to Goodwill. I only had one TV. And over the next 25 years, I didn't have a television set. But I was in network marketing and caused me to focus on my personal development. I had to do something with my time and focusing on building my business. And that really shifted things for me. But that's not the message I want to share with you. That's a big thing. If you decide that you're going to turn your TV off and instead of, we lie to ourselves, we tell ourselves we're watching an hour of TV a day, but actually we're watching 5 to 8 hours of TV a day, and it cuts into our recruiting time. But the story that I want to tell you is that years later, I decided I wanted a flat screen TV to be able to watch movies. And so I went down to the Best Buy and I walked in and I told the guy, I want a flat screen TV and I don't want to spend more than $750. It's going to be up on the wall in my condo. I don't need all the bells and whistles. I just need a simple flat screen, like a 62-inch flat screen TV, somewhere in the $750 to $1,000 range. What he did is he went like this. He kind of waved to me like this. Now, I didn't know the guy, but as he waved to me and started walking, he turned his back on me and he just waved to me and he started walking. And so what did I do? I followed him. And he took me into this private room where there were these leather couches and a big TV up on the wall. And it was a 3D TV. And he handed me these glasses and he asked me to put the glasses on. So I put the glasses on and he had Shrek 3D playing on that TV. And I look up and I've never seen anything like it, not even in the movie theaters. I mean, the donkey was like right out of the screen, like all the way out by my face. And I'm like, I'm like, whoa, this is like mind blowing. And like, I couldn't even believe it. And I said to the guy, how much? And he said, $6,500. And I told him I wanted $1,000 or $750 TV. And this TV was $6,500. And I said, I'll take it. And then I started thinking to myself, what did this guy do to sell me a $6,500 TV? He said, come here, I want to show you something. That's all he did. Come here, I want to show you something. And do you know, I look back on the way I've built my business. There's all kinds of really, really, really cool questioning techniques, strategies for recruiting. But I figured out that since the beginning of my recruiting success, 100% of the time, that's all I've done is, come here, I want to show you something. I want to show you something cool. I need you to jump on a Zoom with me for 20 minutes. I want to show you some things. You give me your thoughts on it. I want to share some ideas with you. And that guy probably does that 20 times a week, and he probably sells 3 or 4 or 5 of those TVs a week doing that. He didn't need to sell me anything. He didn't need to sell me the features or the benefits. That's all he needed to do was have me put on the glasses, sit back in the leather chair, and what? Take a look. So Eric shared some of my numbers. I want to share it with you for a specific reason. I'm going to go back to the numbers he shared with you. So for the past 16 years in the company that I'm with now, I've personally sponsored 550 distributors, but I've done 4,500 presentations. 4,500 presentations, which sounds like a lot, but in 16 years, that's only 1 a day. So in my first 5 weeks, I was doing 3 to 10 presentations a day, but then I settled into about 1 a day. And over the past 16 years, I've done an average of 1 presentation a day, and I've signed up 550 distributors. That sounds like a lot. In fact, all the top money earners in network marketing that I know have personally signed up at least 100 distributors and have been with their companies for 3 to 5 years or more. But if you figure out the math, you find out that that's 4,000 no's and 550 yeses. 4,000 no's. People contact me and they contact you and they go, I've talked to 3 people and no one wants to do it. I've gotten 4,000 no's, and I sign up 1 out of about 9 people that I show it to. Now, those of you that are building on social media, you're using attraction marketing, the principles are the same. You're still going to, at some point, have to have some communication with those people. They're still going to, most of them require 5 to 8 touch points before they get started. They need to be exposed to your business. They need to learn more about it. I don't want you to overthink this. The number one reason why people struggle with recruiting, the number one reason, you know what, rather than me telling you the number one reason, I'm just going to tell you a story. So, I just noticed my stopwatch stopped at 4 minutes and 52 seconds. So I have no idea where I'm at, but we'll just run with it. So I used to, I can't even believe this. I can't believe I'm telling you this because it was so horrible. I was in corporate America for 17 years and I had the dream and I wanted financial freedom and all that kind of stuff, but I found myself stuck in corporate America. And I remember every single day I would go to work, I would get a churn in my stomach because I was so disgusted with what I was doing there. I just really didn't enjoy it at all. I had this craving for freedom, and corporate America did not give me that. And so I was a trainer in corporate America, and there was an exercise we used to do where we would bring everybody into the room and we would select 6 people. Just 6 people, and they would be the ones doing the exercises, and the rest would just be observing. So we'd go into this room, usually at a hotel, and we take a $100 bill and we put that $100 bill on the floor. And then there'd be one person in the middle of the room, and that person in the middle of the room, we would put a belt around them, and then we would attach 5 yellow ropes to that belt, radiating out to the perimeter of the room. So imagine this, there's one person in the middle with a belt around them with 5 yellow ropes attached to the belt, radiating out to the edge of the room. And then there are 5 people on the perimeter of the room holding the ends of the yellow rope. Then we blindfold the people on the perimeter of the room, but the person in the middle is not blindfolded. So the person in the middle can see the $100 bill. but they can't get to it because they're being confined by the yellow rope. And I tell them, I tell everyone in the room, there are no rules. The only rule is you cannot verbally communicate with each other. There are no rules. The only rule is you can't verbally communicate with each other. And the goal is for you in the middle of the room to get to that $100 bill. Well, the people on the, the guy in the middle is blindfolded. I got the story a little wrong. The guy in the middle is blindfolded. The people on the perimeter are not. So the people on the perimeter can see the $100 bill. The person in the middle cannot see the $100 bill because they're blindfolded. So what happens? Some people let out some rope, some people pull some rope, and they guide this person over the $100 bill, and they're blindfolded, but they reach down on the floor and they pick up the $100 bill. Well, then we change it. We blindfold the people on the perimeter, and we take the blindfold off the person in the middle. Remember, they have the belt and they have the yellow ropes radiating out to the 5 people that are on the perimeter holding the ropes. The person in the middle can see the $100 bill, but the people on the perimeter cannot because they're blindfolded. And I tell them, there's no rules. The only rule is that you can't verbally communicate. Well, because the people on the perimeter can't see the $100 bill, they don't know what to do to get the person over the $100 bill, but the person can see the $100 bill, but they can't get to it because they got the belt and the yellow ropes radiating out. And so I stop the exercise after about 5 minutes and I say, there are no rules. There are no rules. The only rule is that you can't verbally communicate. And so we go for another 5 minutes and they still can't figure out why they can't, the person in the middle can see the $100 bill over there, but they can't get to it because they got yellow ropes attached to them. And I stop it again. And finally, they finally figure out there are no rules. What does that mean? You can take off the belt and walk right over to the $100 bill. The yellow ropes that are constraining you they represent your fear. Those are the yellow ropes that are constraining you. And when I figured that out for myself, everything changed. When I learned that I have these imaginary yellow ropes that are keeping me from sending the messages, having the conversations, showing the business. So those yellow ropes represent your fears and they're not real. And you can step out of that belt that's constraining you right now. And probably the reason why you're making those yellow ropes so significant is it's because of what you're attaching, the meaning of whatever meaning you're attaching to the word recruiting. Remember, go back to giving, not getting. That's where the opportunity is in giving. Giving of your time, giving of whatever knowledge you have about your company, about your products, or about your opportunity. And so I want to share with you three tips. Simple tips that can make your life a little easier in the business of recruiting. Number one, you want to make your dreams bigger than your fears. I know we repeat ourselves a lot. You hear this over and over again, but you know, if you're having a hard time, one time I was doing a texting exercise with about 500 people in a room, and the exercise was up and running, and I needed to run to the restroom. And as I was going out the back doors, there was a guy holding his phone, and his thumb was 1/4 inch from the send button just to send a text to invite somebody to take a look at the business. His thumb was like 1/4 inch from the screen. And he looked at me as I was walking out to go to the restroom. There's 500 people in the room. And he looked at me and he goes, "This is really hard." And I took his thumb and I pushed it down onto the send button. I just pushed it down to the send. He sent it. I go, "That wasn't hard." You know, are you going to let that little 1/4 inch between your thumb and your phone screen stand in the way of you having your dreams? Are you going to let that little 1/4 inch between your thumb and your screen keep you from having the freedom that you deserve? That's the first tip, is make your dreams bigger than your fears. The second tip is to be positive. People run from negativity. And it's baffling to me because there's people that they're so blind to their negativity that they wonder why no one wants to work with them. And the third tip is compliment often. You'll notice that this group of people that you see presenting, when they're always looking for reasons to compliment people. They do that a lot, and people love good news, always bring good news. So Yeah, I want to share another quick story that may be helpful to you. So when I had been in corporate America for 17 years, I was told by a very successful young network marketer that we never went into business together, but he said that I needed to recruit 30 people or so to find one person that would put thousands or tens of thousands of people into my group. I was living in a garage, an enclosed garage. My rent was $200 a month. I was 34 years old. I had a broken down Jeep that was sitting in the street. I had $36,000 in credit card debt on 22 credit cards. In that garage, I took a black magic marker and I drew a 3-foot by 4-foot grid on the wall. And I sectioned it off in 10 by 10 squares. Now, I had never, in 11 years in network marketing, I had never signed up a single distributor. And when I heard this guy say this, and I learned some things, I drew this grid on the wall in the garage over my bed. And my goal was to share my opportunity 12 times a week, where I went from start to finish, 3 presentations a week, not 12, but 3 presentations a week, 12 presentations a month. My goal was to sign up 1 person a month for 2 years. And somebody told me that if I filled that grid, I could leave my job and I would be an executive director in the company, which was the highest position in the company at the time. There were 100 squares. So every time I would share the business, I would write a date in one of those squares. And I did that one presentation, 1 square. And I did that 3 times a week, sometimes 4, sometimes 2, but my goal was 12 a month. And after 2 years, I'd signed up 19 people, not 24. And my 16th person was a lady named Jackie Ulmer, who signed up a woman in New Mexico named Judy Dubiel. Judy Dubiel started doing home meetings. And over the next 3 years, that group grew to 12,000 distributors and 40,000 customers and made me $1 million. What did I do? I had a 2-year plan. Simple. I had a 2-year plan. I showed the business 3 times a week. My goal was to sign up 1 person a week. What you want to do, though, in this recruiting challenge is you want to compress timeframes. Right now, you want to be doing 3 to 5 if you're trying to launch your business, 3 to 5 to 10 presentations a day. And with social media and the tools that you have available today, you can do that. So last thing, don't quit on a bad day. You're going to have lots of bad days. I've had hundreds of bad days, hundreds of bad weeks, lots of bad months. And my affirmation that I tell myself when I'm having a bad day, a bad week, or a bad month is don't quit on a bad day. As long as you stick with it, things will start to happen for you. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jordan. You're the man. I always appreciate your training. You have a great way to tell stories, great way to keep it simple. I think that's why you're so successful.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. Les Brown is with us in the house. Before I introduce him, I just want to clear one thing up before we started. Today, we are giving away $25,000 worth of free prizes. We're giving away 10 VIP upgrades. We're giving away 30 tickets to GoPro, and we're giving away 5 $1,000 cash prizes. Okay, that's all happening today. All you have to do to be eligible is you need to either have had your ticket already. How many have your ticket? Put a number 7 into the comments. If you already have your ticket to GoPro, put a number 7 in the comments. And if you don't have your ticket, get your ticket today. Okay, get your ticket today. And if you do, if you get your ticket today, you'll be put into a drawing for one of 5 $1,000 prizes, or one of 15 tickets to GoPro, and 5 VIP upgrades to the GoPro event. All of that is only if you buy your ticket today. virtualgopro.com. virtualgopro.com is how you get that, okay? You got to get your ticket in order to be eligible. And if you already got your ticket, you're eligible for the other part of the drawing, all right? That's it. Now, this gentleman is a living legend. He's got a book that's just absolutely phenomenal. Every single one of you need to get your hands on this book. It's called You Gotta Be Hungry. When you hear those words, there's only one person in the world that can come to mind. There's only one. No matter what. I mean, on Thanksgiving Day, when somebody says you got to be hungry by now, that wait a minute, is Les Brown in my house? What's going on? Something's happening. This guy is the man. I love your new haircut, Les. He's literally a living legend, and I'm super privileged to call him my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. And Les, before I bring you on, let me tell you what these people are doing. They're on day 6 of a recruiting challenge. And what I would love for you to do is help them to get past their fear and into action, get past their doubts and insecurities and into their future, okay? I know hunger is a big piece of it, but Les, nobody is better than you on helping somebody to have a breakthrough. That's what these people want. They want a breakthrough. If you want a breakthrough, put breakthrough into the comments. I want to see breakthrough all over the place. No, I don't care how much money you're making. Put breakthrough into the comments. Les Brown, take it away, my friend.
Thank you very much. It's a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to be able to share a few moments. I know I'm in the presence of greatness. I want all of you to think about your goals and dreams right now. We're in a special place, a place we've never been before, but then we've been there because this is a very disruptive, distracting time. I want you to think about your goals and dreams, and whatever they are, I want you to raise the bar on yourself. And here's what I know about you, and I don't know you, I can't see you, that you have something special. You have greatness in you. And as you think about your goals and dreams, I want you to know that this is a calling. That the reason that you're here, the reason that you're listening, the reason that you've invested your time and effort in this place is because it's a calling. A job is something that you get paid for. A calling is something that you're made for. You have something in you that you love to help people. You have something in you that you said, I want to control my own destiny. Dr. Howard Thurman said, there's something in each and every one of us that waits and listens to the voice of the genuine in yourself. It be perhaps the only God you will ever have or hear. And if you cannot hear it all of your life, your days will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. And I say to you that the reason that you're listening now, the reason that you've been listening to all of the various presentations, that you've decided, like Wayne Dyer said, to pull your own strings. And so I want to share with you why I became involved in multi-level marketing and what I consider a very powerful tool. And that is your story. I want you to write this down. Your story has value. That's your superpower. It was Steve Jobs. He said, the storyteller is the most powerful person in the world. I agree with that. I was born in the poor section of Miami, Florida called Liberty City, an abandoned building on a floor with my twin brother, Wesley. And when we were 6 weeks of age, we were foster kids, and then we became adopted. I'm here because of 2 women. One gave me life, the other one gave me love. God took me out of my biological mother's womb and placed me in the heart of my adopted mother. I feel like Abraham Lincoln, who said, all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. And when I think about how I got here, the role that multi-level marketing had, it gave me a chance to do something that was very important, that people need now more than ever before. The over 40 million people that have lost their jobs, the millions of people that are looking for a relief check that's already spent, the millions of people that are dreading going through an eviction or going through foreclosure, and that you are the answer. The 32% increase in the suicide rate can be reduced because you have an answer of how people, as these young millennials would say, to become their own boss. When I became involved in multi-level marketing, I wanted to be my own boss, just working on a job where they paid me just enough to keep me from quitting. And I worked just hard enough to keep from being fired. I got tired of that. That wasn't enough. I remember the day when I said, I'm leaving here. And everybody said, where are you going? I said, I don't know, but I'm leaving here. They had a song out, you about to make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Now, millions of people, 86% of Americans go into jobs that they hate. And at the same time, they hope they don't get fired. That's like seeing somebody you hate drive off a cliff in your car. You're glad they're gone, but not in my car. And so I wanted a new life. It takes courage to do that. You got to be hungry. I used to be so broke, I'd walk past the bank and trip the alarm. Creditors called the house and my children would answer the phone and say, my daddy say he ain't home. So I want you to think about your goals and dreams. And here's what I know. It's possible. Here's what I know. In spite of the coronavirus, in spite of the economy, in spite of what people say how bad things are, you know, it's been said that opportunity knocks on every door. No, opportunity stands by silently, waiting for you to recognize it. I brought something for you today. If you recognize it, it will take charge in your life. It will allow you to control your own personal economy. It would allow you to walk away from something where you're working just hard enough to keep from being fired, and they're paying you just enough to keep you from quitting. It will allow you to get a good night's sleep. How many of you want that? Raise your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Very good. And so I want you to think about your goals and dreams, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to think and know and see it accomplished and saying, it's possible. I want you to hold a vision in your mind. My favorite book says, I'll give you all your eyes can see. I want you to see it accomplished. That's what we do. We help you to develop your mind. We help you to begin to expand your potential for the kind of life that you want to live. In this place, we help you live your greatest life. And here's the next thing is, don't worry about the economy. Dexter Yeager, who was an icon in multi-level marketing, he said, when the dream is big enough, the odds don't matter. I don't want you to think about the odds of what everybody else is going through. My favorite book says, be ye not conformed to this world, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Here's what I know based upon my experience in this place where I am right now, it's possible. Here's what I know. There are millions of people who are looking for you, that you provide a key for them to create the next greatest version of themselves. Here's the next thing. It's necessary. It's necessary that you increase your skill set, that you learn how to tell your story. The reason that Steve Jobs said the storyteller is the most powerful person in the world is because in order to do business with people, they're asking three questions. This is the attention economy. Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? When you take the time to say who you are and what you have is an interest in them and helping them to live the next greatest expression of themselves. You are interested in allowing them to become, as Mother Teresa would say, to begin to write the next new chapter in their lives. Now they have a vested interest. Now you've created a committed listening because you're talking about something that deals with them. You're building a relationship. People they can smell residual breath. But when you ask questions and find out what's keeping them up at night, and you find out what's causing them to be stressed out, what becomes successful in multi-level marketing, one of the things I learned, especially in the speaking industry, is governed by the philosophy of the Dale Carnegie course, which is a great course. Tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. No, here's what I learned in multi-level marketing. Never let what you want to say get in the way of what the people that you're talking to want to hear. In all thy getting, get understanding. Ask questions. Find out where they are. How people live their lives is a result of the story they believe about themselves. And when you learn how to tell your story, what you do is distract, dispute, and inspire. You distract them from their current story, what psychologists call their self-explanatory style. You break down their current belief system, and you inspire them to become a pencil in the hand of God and start telling a new chapter in their lives. You have something special. You have greatness in you. and you have a vehicle that can help people to live their dreams rather than their fears. You know, Zig talked about fear, and he used an acronym. He said most people in a fearful situation, they forget everything and run. But there's a small number, and that's those of you that are watching, those of you that are network marketing professionals. You face everything and rise and help other people to do the same thing. Oh, it's possible when you become a part of this community. In order to make it today, you can't do it by yourself. One goose can fly 75% further in formation than it can ever fly by itself. You have got to work on your mind. You must have mental resolve. You must be hungry. You must be relentless. People that are hungry take no prisoners and eat the wounded. People that are hungry believe, always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. If you're serious, you're tired of just getting a check to pay the bills, if you are ready to live from a place of faith, faith is finding answers in your heart. Where your heart is, there your treasure is also. And trust me on this one, faith not tested can't be trusted. This place where we are, God is still in charge. He said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. Oh, faith not tested can't be trusted. You got something special. You've got greatness in you. Many times when we are faced with a teeth rattling experience and the very foundation of our life has been shaken, we run to God only to discover that it's God that's doing the shaking. Faith not tested can't be trusted. You have something special. You've got greatness in you. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You are more than a conqueror. It's your time. And this dream you have, it's possible. And you must decide that it's necessary. You must work on yourself to build up mental resolve and resiliency. You must realize that you will fail your way to success. I built my career on negative people saying, oh, that must be some type of pyramid scheme, and walked away. But now they're trembling in their boots. Now they're searching for me. Oh, behave. Oh, this is your time. This is your moment. Oh, people need you now. The 40-40 plan is gone, where people can go to college and expect to graduate, work for 40 hours a week for 40 years, and then get 40% of a check that wasn't enough in the first place. This is your time. People know the job, the journey of the broke. That's over, baby. Oh, behave, whatever. Yes, this is your time. Your dream is possible. Yes. And it's necessary that you find quality people. OQP, bring me to that next point. You want to recruit people that are quality people. OQP, only quality people. When you work on your mind, be ye not conformed to this world, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And when you increase your skill set on how you tell your story, the ability to tell your story. Warren Buffett said, not being able to communicate is like winking at a woman in the dark. Nothing happens. Wow. This is your time. When you develop your communication skills, what you can do, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. And your ability to recruit people, and your ability to bring out the people that on your team, the best in them, the ability to motivate and inspire them to go beyond their mental conditioning and adversities that they're now facing. Your ability to communicate will let people know what L.C. Robinson meant when he said things may happen around you and things may happen to you, but the only things that really count are the things that happen in you. This is your time. You were born for such a time as this. And you're bringing people into a community. We earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of our closest friends. When I found that out, I got all the broke people out my life. Cause y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go from idea. No, I'll never be broke again. Oh, this gives you an opportunity to have a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships that can take you to a new level. You are now a part of an organization where you have leadership with integrity and vision that can take you to a place within yourself, because you can't read the label when you're locked in the box. Oh, this is your time. Oh, behave. Hello. You make me Randy, baby. So whatever you're doing now, I just want to say to you, you have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I will pause and end here. I did motivational events all over Columbus, Ohio to build my business. I held motivational events, and the title of it was, You Gotta Be Hungry. And I would tell a story about how I became a disc jockey. I gave them value. I made them feel good. And I would stand at the door on one side and Robert Boyd, who brought me into Bestline Products, on the other. And there was another company, Holiday Magic was around, and Glenn Turner, Dare to Be Great. And he would ask, why are you here? And I would ask different people, why are you here? A friend of mine was on a train going across Europe, and he said at different points, soldiers boarded the train and asked, why are you here? Where have you been? And where are you going? And those are three things that in building this business, you want to know. Why are you here? Nietzsche said, if you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow. And I would incorporate all of those various stories. You know, I just met Marvin, and he said he came tonight. He said he wasn't sure why, but he was invited. But I knew, looking in his eyes, I was looking in the eyes of greatness. I knew that he had in mind something he wanted to do for his wife. He became a very spiritual young man, been married 15 years. And when he saw his wife, he became very spiritual. He said, the Lord is my shepherd. I see what I want. And now he wants to do something special for her. And we have the vehicle that can make that happen. And so during the presentation, there's no saying you can take a horse to the water, you can't make him drink. However, if you know how to communicate strategically, know how to tell your story to transform the audience individually and collectively, you can create a thirst where they want to drink. And by doing that, in a very short time, we brought in a lot of people. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it very much when I was doing it. And then one of the great things about multi-level marketing is contributed to who I am. The self-development component, it helps you to see the value of working on yourself. Earl Nightingale said that you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. Jim Rohn said, when the end comes for you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Zig Ziglar, oh, Zig, if you give enough people what they want, they will give you what you want. Bill Bailey from Bestline Products. Oh my goodness, all the different people that I listened to over the years caused me to be who I am now. All the motivational cassette tapes that I listened to. Oh man, it helped me to accomplish some things. It introduced me to this Les Brown that you now see that I didn't know. You have something special. You have greatness in you. There are people who need your voice. You are a messenger of hope. And when there's hope in the future, that gives you power in the present. You have something special. You have a structure, you have leadership, and you have a process, a bridge that people can cross and meet a part of themselves that they don't know. You have something special. You can motivate people to rob the cemetery of their greatness, of their gifts, of their abilities, of their leadership. Rob the cemetery of the greatness that they brought to the planet. You have something special. You have greatness in you. My name is Les Brown. I'm Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. And Eric and Marina Worry's pride and joy. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Les Brown, everybody give him a big round of applause. Give some hearts, love hearts, smash the love hearts, and let him know what you got out of this presentation. Couple things, Les, I want to talk about real quick. One of my favorite memories with my son Taylor, and Taylor, yeah, I now have 2 grandchildren with my son Taylor, but when Taylor was 7 years old, so 26 years ago, I'm sitting backstage at an event. Les is there, and he goes over to my son, and he grabs him by the side of his head and said, "What's your name, young man?" And my son, his big eyes, says, "Taylor." He said, "Taylor, let me tell you something. You have greatness in you. You believe me?" My son was like, "Yeah, you go make that happen. I believe in you." And I was just like, had all the emotion and goosebumps, and wow, what a gift. You've done that for the whole world, my friend.
Right.
And Les Brown is going to be joining us at the GoPro event. December 11th through the 13th. He's going to be one of the outrageous, unbelievable, spectacular, change your life speakers. Les, tell them what they can expect and why they need to get a ticket. Because if they get a ticket today, not only are they going to lock themselves in to see you, but they're going to be entered into all these prizes. There's tons of bonuses, lots of different things going to happen. If people are sitting on the fence, why should they make a decision to go to virtualgopro.com and get a ticket right now?
If they get a ticket right now, here's something I'm going to do. I believe that we were born for such a time as this. When I wake up in the morning, Eric, I say, all things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. I'm a 29-year, 4th stage prostate cancer conqueror. My PSA used to be 2,400. I was just at Cancer Centers of America, and Dr. Taha from Pakistan, an oncologist, he said, "My God, your PSA is below 0. That stands for prostate specific antigen. 1 to 4 is normal." He said, "It's like a newborn baby. What is it that you're doing? I want you to talk to my father." And what I want to do is help people. A lot of people going through a tough time right now. Before the coronavirus, the suicide rate increased 32%. Now it's off the hook. There's an article I read the other day that says, our kids are not okay. I looked in your son's eyes and told him that because they remember things like that. So what I'm going to do is send you something called Choosing Your Future, because people who are entrepreneurs, that's what they're doing. And you can send it out as 6 CDs as they listen every day, has $197 value. It will change their mindset. That's number one. And in my presentation, I will share with them techniques and strategies on how to bring the best out of themselves and their team, but also some secrets on how to create an experience with their story. I came into the industry, it was about giving information from Think and Grow Rich. If information could change people, everybody would be skinny, rich, and happy. I'll teach them how to create an experience. Oliver Wendell Holmes said that once a man or woman's mind has been expanded with an idea, concept, or experience, it can never be satisfied to going back to where it was. And so when they come and bring their team, I can guarantee you they will never be the same again. I will bring the hunger out of them. I'll get the butter from the duck.
Les, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I know your schedule is crazy, doing all different kinds of things, helping people around the world. Thank you for stopping in and helping us during this incredible time. Have a spectacular day, my friend.
You too.
See you later.
Bye for now.
Take care, everybody. Bye for now.
Stay hungry.
We'll see you at GoPro. It's going to be amazing. Okay. Now, I've got a couple things I want to be able to share with you. First of all, I didn't expect him to offer that extra bonus, but let me tell you, if you've been on the fence about getting a ticket to the virtual GoPro event, December 11, 12, and 13, what I talked in the backstage yesterday, some people were saying, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all the stuff I'm getting from this challenge. How am, I don't know if I need more in December. Look, December is there for you to organize all of this. December is going to put it into a game plan that you can manage. December is going to expand your vision, and it's the 1-2 punch that we talked about. This challenge, 1. Virtual GoPro, bam, it's the knockout to be able to make 2021 the best year of your lives. We're going to teach you social media. We're going to teach you how to communicate and present. We're going to teach you how to duplicate more than you ever have before. We're going to help you with a personal breakthrough, right? And we're going to show you how to not only lead yourself, but lead a team and ultimately create a leadership factory in your organization. This is going to be the most important event in network marketing history, and you have to be a part of it. You just have to make it happen. And I told you at the beginning of this challenge, I was going to make it impossible for you not to get a ticket. Impossible. I mean, I want to make it so like, well, she's giving away a car. I guess I have to. Not only if you get a ticket today, not only are you going to be put into these prizes, not only are you going to hear from Les Brown and everybody else, but let me show you, throw up on the screen here, the bonuses. Hold on a second, I'll show you. So you get a ticket today, or if you had a ticket before, all ticket holders going to get social media mastery, 7 skills in 7 days, 20 in 30, how to recruit 20 people in 30 days, communicate to convert with Pete Vargas, right? The Start Over Challenge with Dean Graziosi, Fraser Brooks Success with Instagram Stories, $97 value. And Les agreed just now to give you, on top of this, the Choosing Your Future audio course, $197 audio course. And we're going to give you a 2-day speaker workshop called the Les Brown Network Marketing Speaker Training. It's specifically created for network marketing. 15 hours of video training to improve your presentation and speaking skills in network marketing. He and I trained for 2 days, and we're going to give you that inside of this package. And guess all you have to do? Get a ticket to GoPro. What if you say, well, I can't attend? So you're going to get over $2,500 in free stuff to be able to build a network marketing business. So listen, this is important. It's powerful. And we're doing everything we can to make it impossible for you to say no. So go to virtualgopro.com, get a ticket, virtualgopro.com, get a ticket today, get put into the drawings. And let me tell you something, these bonuses are going away at the end of this challenge. All of these are going away. You will not be able to get them. So if you're saying, well, I'm going to do it in a week, that's the worst decision you could make, because you're going to give up $2,500 worth of free stuff. So go to virtualgopro.com, get it done. Somebody just said it's a tax deduction, which it is. Virtualgopro.com, get yourself a ticket, make it happen. Okay, next, we have 2 more incredible presentations. In a moment, in about 20 minutes, you're going to hear from Trent Shelton. But now you're going to hear from Ricky and Francoise Untermeyer, over 500 personal recruits, over 29,000 distributors. They're going to teach you the recruiting process and system before, during, and after. So guys, kick it off and knock them dead.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. We are so excited to be here. My husband and I feel very honored, very blessed to be on this platform with the top leaders in our profession. And first of all, I would like to thank you, Eric, for this opportunity. And of course, our team. We would not be here without you guys. We love you so much. And I don't know about you guys, but this week has been absolutely amazing. If you feel the same way, go ahead and drop a 1 in the comments below. All right. So today, guys, I'm going to teach you my top 5 biggest foundational tips on how to be a professional recruiter. Do you guys want to be a professional recruiter? Go ahead and put a heart over there if you had the desire to change your life today and really become a master in this profession. All right, so what I'm going to do today is I'm speaking to you assuming that you understand the importance of mindset, right? The 6 inches between your ears are the most powerful and important real estate. So work on yourself daily. It's so important that you guys do at least an hour of self-development every single day. Just like Jim Rohn says, work on yourself more than you work on your trade. And then secondly, you have to have belief. This is so awesome that you guys are here this week because it builds your belief. You need to be bulletproof when you go out there and share this and you share with people that might not see your dreams and goals and your vision. So make sure you believe in your products, you believe in your company, you believe in this profession. Go out there and register for GoPro. It's going to make you bulletproof. All right, so let's start talking about our top 5. Okay, so the first thing I want you guys to realize is that recruiting starts with you. And this is something that I struggled with when I first got started because I didn't even realize it, but I really cared what people thought of me. And I had to step aside and put my ego and pride aside, right? I had to say, you know something, it doesn't matter what they think of me. I had to get over myself. And those were the 3 most powerful words I can tell you guys is get over yourself. We're living in a society that it might be hard to really not like think about what people think of you, because if we look at like Instagram, TikTok, all these different platforms, we post a picture, what do? We're looking for that like, right? But you have to realize that these people are not going to build your dreams and goals. They're not going to pay your bills. So you have to make a decision for you. And that's what I did. And when I did that, when I got over myself, my business went from good to great. So if you were to say, sign up at a gym, if you wanted to lose 10 pounds, if you called 4 or 5 of your friends and they said they didn't want to go work out with you, would you quit? No. So don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on your dreams. Don't quit here. Secondly, you have to understand people. Most people won't see it. And it's hard, because you're sharing this with people that you like, that you love, that you trust, especially if you're just starting out, right? Because these people that you're sharing with, they might need this more than you probably need it, and they're drowning. But unfortunately, you throw them a raft, they don't pull it, they don't grab it because they just don't see it, because they're living by the old system. By the age of 65, 97% of people are broke. Why? Because they are trained to go to school, get a good education, and work a job for the rest of their life. So here you are trying to change the way they think, and to reprogram people's mindset takes time. So recruiting is not an event, it's a process, right? We go from exposure to exposure. So for you guys, when you're out there, don't take it personal. Understand where people are at, love them where they're at, and be patient, because realistically, if you're sharing this with someone who's like 30 years old or older, they might have been working in their trade forever, for 10, 20, 15 years. So just think about how they feel. And you're telling them to try something totally new. There's fear associated with that. And so sometimes people just feel comfortable being in their place. And so for you to get them out of that comfort zone, it's a process. So number 3, guys, this is important. It's not about you. It's about doing what's right for the prospect. And so when I first got introduced to this industry, my sponsor, my friend, my whatever, when she introduced this to me, right, it took her 7 years. She understood the process. She understood the foundation of recruiting. Timing's important. You want to find people at 12 o'clock midnight. If they're at 11:55, forget it. They're not ready. So for you guys out there, it might be hard because you're trying to hit a company goal, maybe a rank, but we're looking for the lookers. Professionals, you know what they do? They sort. Amateurs convince. You do not want to convince people to be in your business. I can promise you, because what's going to happen is they're going to quit, or they're going to walk around talking about your brand, how they didn't have success. And you don't want that. We're building a brand, right? Good. We want people talking good about what we have. So take your time and remember, exposure to exposure until you recruit them or they recruit themselves. Mm-hmm. All right. Number 4, identifying the problem and offering a solution. And I feel like we've talked about this a lot. I've heard a lot of leaders talk about this, but I want to give you a scenario, and I really want you to walk through this with me. Okay, we have a 21-year-old girl. Okay, she walks on a car lot. All right, the salesman comes up to her and he says to her, hey, how can I help you? And she says, well, you know something, sir? I have only 30 minutes today, but I need to find a vehicle very fast. Can you help me? All right, in this scenario, right, you are the salesman, you're the car salesman, and that young 21-year-old girl is your prospect, okay? So the salesman takes her over to a vehicle and he says, this is the car for you. All right, so obviously when this young lady comes into this car lot, she is looking for a vehicle. That salesman's job is to put her in the right vehicle, okay? Now, so he brings her over to the vehicle, he sticks her in the car, he shows her all the bells and whistles, and he says, man, look at all my features. What does he do? He vomits so much information. Honestly, he talked probably for 27 minutes. So then she finally comes up for air and he says, well, by the way, what do you think? And she looks down at her watch and she goes, well, you know something, sir? Your car, this Mustang convertible is amazing. I mean, who wouldn't want it? But for me, I was 16 and when I had my first child, and there wasn't just one, it was two, they were twins. Now they're starting soccer practice and I need a minivan. So what happened here, okay? He tried to sell her the wrong vehicle. Listen more and talk less. You have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen to the person. And if you listen, you'll get the sale, you'll get the recruit. People don't want to be sold. They want to know how much you care. If you would have just listened to her, the first 5 minutes, he would have put her in the minivan and she would have walked away with the vehicle of her dreams and it would have really helped her life. So remember, do what's good for that person, not good for you. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about, I have so much information, I can't get it out. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is being a professional recruiter and professional appointment setter. And this is the most important thing. Your job is not to sell people, it's not to close people. Your job is to get them to the table, to see a presentation. Hopefully you guys are using third-party validation and leverage, because that is the most powerful thing in this industry, guys. You can come in with no story, no influence, and hitch your wagon to someone else's train. How crazy is that? If you were to be a doctor, you'd have to go to school for 10 years. I could come in with no education and hitch my wagon to my husband's train and have success. So use the leverage. Use third-party tools, and that's what my husband's going to share with you. He's going to share with you our system. But before we do that, I want to make sure that you guys are comfortable with sharing, okay? If you guys are having a hard time this week, if you made a list, and I know everyone's at different places of their business right now. Some people might have recruited a lot of people, but there are some people out there that maybe has made a list and haven't called one, and that's okay. I'm just so proud of you for showing up, and that's the most important thing. It's a process. Recruiting's a process, but so is your growth. So don't be hard on yourself. Just continuously work on yourself and just try one skill at a time. Don't try to do them all. Now, when you're looking at recruiting, if you're having a hard time picking up that phone, what I would suggest is use a script. And if you have a script, I want you to focus on a couple of things I'm going to share with you. And if you do, you're going to get that appointment every single time. And when you do your scripts, use the same one over and over and over again, because that builds self-confidence and self-esteem. You don't do things you don't feel confident in. And if you have the same script and you use it over and over again, it's like riding a bike, it becomes second nature. However, when you're using that script and you feel confident, you could be you through that script. So you start to show your real true colors and your personality. And that's what it's important, because realistically, people are buying you, not just your business. They sign up because they love you, they care about you, or they feel you're going to bring some value in their life. All right, so I'm going to give you 3 things. I call this my 3-point invitation. And I want you to write this down, okay? And then I'm going to go over it. 1, you want to create a sense of urgency and set conversational boundaries, okay? Number 2, you're going to create an interest. And number 3, you're going to take the pressure off and compliment. And I'm going to give you some examples of this, okay? So when you're making a phone call, and when you're talking to someone, it's important for them to know that you don't have 20 minutes to sit around because you're doing nothing. You want to be excited, and you have to show that in your actions as well. If you call someone and you sit on the phone for 20 minutes and then say, oh, by the way, I have something huge, do they really believe that you had something amazing that happened in your life? No. If you win the lottery, would you wait 20 minutes to tell somebody on a phone call? Absolutely not. And the longer you wait, the more slimy it feels, because it's like you're setting them up. So you want to say something like this: I only have a few minutes, but I was thinking of you and I want to share something with you. Is this a good time? Ask for permission. You don't want to be vomiting information on someone and they're at the soccer field or the baseball field and their son is swinging their first, baseball bat. Okay. So make sure it's good for the person. Secondly, create an interest. Leverage your upline. When we started our first company with no experience, we hit diamond in 7 days. We had no experience. We used someone else's story. Didn't have a team. We didn't have a financial experience. So use someone else's story for your benefit. So for example, I have a good friend. I've partnered up with, say, Joe. Joe is super successful. He's an entrepreneur. He's built multiple businesses, and I feel super blessed. He's brought me in on a launch, a project, whatever it is that you're sharing with your company. You want to utilize that person and make sure it sounds like you. Okay. Thirdly, take the pressure off. And this is the number one thing I think is so important for you to get a yes. Taking the pressure off and complimenting. People don't want to feel like cattle call. When you make your list, you've picked them for a reason, right? So make sure you tell them that reason. Give them a compliment that comes from your heart. Share that. I called you today because you're somebody I just totally respect. I mean, I love the way that you're a mother. I love, how you guys run your business. Whatever it is, say that. And then take the pressure off and say, this might not be for you. It's probably not, but regardless, I love you so much and I honor you. I would just love your opinion. How can someone say no to that? All right, guys, that's my 3-point invitation. I'm going to hand it over to my husband. He's going to tell you about our system.
Awesome. How amazing was that? Look at her. She's actually beautiful as well. So, here's the secret for network marketing. If you're single, marry up. It will help you recruit more. It sure did help me, right? Hey, first I want to thank God. Look, without his anointing and favor, I wouldn't be standing here. He's given me grace to be able to stand here today. And this platform is a huge blessing. I am beyond excited because of what I've heard already in this last 6 days. And also our team, they share this with us. Look, the first thing I'm going to tell you, my dream was not to speak. My dream was not to recruit, not at all. But here's what I want you to hear from me today. It was necessary. For any of my dreams to come true, I was going to have to get uncomfortable. I understand that every step of success is a part of being uncomfortable. Every level up, I'm going to have to level up. Every step is going to be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. So who is watching today that wants to go fast? Drop a 1 in the comments. And here is what I'm going to show you is our results from going fast. No network marketing experience. We hit diamond in 7 days with what I'm going to show you today. 7 days with no experience, we hit diamond. We produced 600,000 points in network marketing our first month with what I'm going to show you today. We're the #1 recruiters in our company for the last 4 years. Still at our level, we recruit. So you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. First initial contact. This is the thing I believe that's missing in network marketing beyond anything else. Everybody teaches you how to invite, but they forget this simple thing. And if you listen to anything I say today, be a professional appointment setter. Understand, if I was calling Jason today, and I still do this today, I am mentally prepared. When I call Jason, I'm only setting an appointment. I'm not telling him about my success story. I'm not telling him about my product. I'm not telling him about my company. I'm not telling him my why. I'm not telling him anything. I'm just setting an appointment. So tomorrow at 4 o'clock, I set that appointment with Jason. So when I invited Jason, I was in a hurry, like I am now, right? And I'm quick in and out. I set that appointment at 4 o'clock. I'm calling Jason. Now here's another key. When I call Jason, network marketers call this sizzle video, a video from your company. I'm calling Jason. When I'm on the phone with Jason, I'm sending the video. I am not losing control. You have to stay in control of the outcome, but you have to set that at the beginning. So I sent Jason this video. Hey, Jason, we have an appointment. I'm texting you a video. I want you to watch that right now. I'm going to sit on the phone. I'm going to mute the phone. And guess what? I have already set up a 3-way call with Francoise to bring in as my leader, someone that has experience in network marketing, someone that has a story, someone that can answer questions, someone that has a massive story bigger than me. And so Francoise is going to get on the phone. And what I want to show you about a 3-way call, why is it so powerful? I'm standing here talking to you today because my wife put me on a three-way call. I said, I'll never do network marketing. Good luck. Go have fun with your girlfriends. I tried that at 26. I bought $1,200 worth of juice. I never heard from the guy that signed me up. Guess what? I didn't know what to do. I drank all the juice. So I said, go have fun, Francoise. But then she put me on the phone with someone that was making $50,000 a week at 36 years old. I said, whoa, this guy is going to talk to me. This guy is going to help me. I'm in. So when I introduce Francoise, what I'm showing Jason is leverage, that he will never be alone in this profession. People do not join network marketing because A, they don't know what to do, B, they do it wrong, or they feel like they might do it wrong because they've never done it before, right? So what I'm showing Jason is not what he'll have to do, what he can easily do, right? But here's another massive key to network marketing. It's edification that we forget to teach people. When I get done with that video, I have Francoise on the phone. Now listen, here's another key. I don't say, hey, Francoise is going to share you an opportunity. Francoise is going to share this amazing product. No, here's what I'm going to say. Hey, Jason, I wanted to show you how much help we have here. And Francoise is going to share a story with you. And she's going to share her story. And I'm going to edify Jason first, so he feels comfortable. And then when Jason feels comfortable, I'm gonna edify the heck out of Francoise. Francoise has made $3 million in this profession. She got in it to do it part-time from home. She didn't want to go back to corporate America. And look what's happened in her life. She has freedom. Her kids are homeschooled now. They have a private teacher. I'm gonna edify her so much because to Jason, if Francoise has to talk about herself, it's gross for her. But if it comes from me, I'm lifting her up. He'll listen to every single word that she says. So edification is huge. That is the system that's made us almost $3.5 million in 5 years. And actually, that's about how long someone trained me on it. So you can do it too. So here, listen, I'm mentally knowing that when I show Jason this profession on that phone call, I'm just giving him information. Now understand that I haven't shared my story. Francoise is going to come in. She's going to knock it out of the park, and he's going to ask some questions. She's going to answer, but then he's open. He is open to talk to me. He sees the big picture. So, but I understand I'm just giving him education. But I understand 90% of the people that I first showed this system to is going to be with follow-up is when they're going to get in my business. So listen, get a book. If you don't have a book, how are you going to follow up? This book's been with me for 5 years. It's made me over $3 million. Every name, every person's in this book. And I can tell you and show you an example. What did you eat 3 weeks ago on a Tuesday? You don't remember? How are you going to remember someone you talked to a month ago, right? But here's another key to follow up. You got to relentlessly follow up. I hear so many people say, I don't want to bother my friend. When should I call them? Should I call them in 3 weeks? Well, I called them yesterday. I don't think I want to call them again. Yes, you call them again. You bother them if that's what you want to call it. I bother people, but I do it professionally. And guess what? Nobody has ever told me to stop following up. No one. But guess what? Eventually they all get in my business because I don't forget to follow up. I have their name right there. And that has made me millions. Show the opportunity. Understand follow-up is the biggest key. Okay, you have to do this. You have to work hard on yourself. I hear people say this recently. I can't afford GoPro. You will always be in that situation if you can't afford. When I was 19, high school dropout, I had to come up with $10,000 to start my first company. It led to me making millions in construction. I'm a high school dropout, but the person that was willing and able to teach me was a multimillionaire. And that's what I had to do. I'm speaking to you today because of self-development. Les Brown, I've watched him over and over and over. It's not over until I win. I'm hungry, all that. I watched him in the Amway event 1 million times. Jeff Roberti, he's made over $100 million. I can rehearse what he says, but here's the main key. He was a waiter in his young 20s. What did that show me? It was possible for me. So what does it show you? High school dropout, it's possible for you. Look at what I'm telling you. GoPro, What does it mean? Go pro. You got to be a professional. You got to be a student in this profession, because if you build your belief, you'll be bulletproof. And my recruiting got better because I knew what was possible. I knew that I had belief in the profession. Do you have belief? This is what self-development can do for you. It can compress time frames. You're kidding me that you won't spend $300 to compress the time that you make millions? Every single leader that you've heard today are mentors from afar. They told you they went to GoPro and something changed. One thing can change the trajectory of your life, your family's life, everybody that you know. Mentorship has made me millions, but here's the key. I listened. Stop listening to this in your wallet and start listening to people that's done it before you. Lastly, as I close, who has faith in network marketing? Put a 1 in the comments. So if you have faith, don't let fear stand in the way of your purpose and your dreams, because fear is your enemy. This is what's standing at the gate. You have to remove the fear. You cannot doubt. Have faith in the unseen. We use the word faith all the time, but it's really have vision to be able to believe in what you can't see and take massive action. As the Bible says, then you can do anything. This profession has got my work joy back, my purpose back. It's made so many thousands of impacts across the globe. It's gave me fulfillment. Some of my biggest blessings of my life are from this profession. But I did what I just showed you. I did what I just showed you. And a lot of the biggest blessings of my life are watching right now. How amazing is that? So stay relentless. Listen, you got to have to sacrifice. It's one of the biggest things you have to do in this profession, because it will pay you exponentially. Look, here's what I'm saying. That TV, we ain't watched it in 5 years. So we stayed relentless. When my mom didn't join me, I stayed relentless. When my dad didn't join me, I stayed relentless. When my 7 brothers and sisters didn't join me, I stayed relentless. When people told me I was in a pyramid scheme, I stayed relentless. You can too. We want to thank Eric and Marina Waring today. This is Mr. and Mrs. Relentless, Ricky and Francois Untermeyer. We love you guys. God bless.
Thank you so much. Well done. Well done. Excellent work. And we have one more epic, amazing presenter to come. But before I introduce him, I got to tell you about tomorrow. Tomorrow, pull out all the stops and invite everybody. We're going to start at the same time. We're going to go for 4 hours. But tomorrow, we have John Maxwell. Tomorrow, we have Grant Cardone. Tomorrow, we have Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, Armando Christian Perez. Tomorrow, we've got Sylvester Stallone. Tomorrow, we have Pat Quinn and Pete Vargas, Fraser Brooks. Some more of the top recruiters from around the world are going to be joining us tomorrow. It's an extended day, 4 hours, but boy, it's going to be epic. But I couldn't find a better way to make today amazing and spectacular, put an exclamation point on what it is that we're doing, than to introduce this gentleman. I've been excited about this. We have lots of friends, but this is the first time we're connecting. Retired NFL wide receiver, top motivational speaker, author, podcast host, one of the top influencers in the personal development. He travels the world to help other people respect their greatness. Welcome to the GoPro Challenge, Mr. Trent Shelton. Trent, how you doing?
What up, Eric? How you doing, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Take it away.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you for having me. I appreciate everybody here for showing up. I know I was supposed to be on the first day, but if you follow me, you know I'm going probably through the hardest time of my life. I'm not going to make this about me. But regardless, I'm still showing up. And I want to challenge each and every one of you. Listen, if you never heard me speak before, I want to apologize, because I might step on your toes, because the truth hurts sometimes, but it always helps. And I want to tap into you really looking at yourself and understanding the greatest you that's inside of you. Like I told my son this the other day and his friends, we're out on vacation, we were working out, and I told him to look in the mirror. I said, look in the mirror. I said, I don't care what's going on externally. I don't care about 2020. I don't care about haters. I don't care about opinions. I don't care about anything externally. What I care about is your internal self. And so many people, they allow the things that externally are happening to them, right? They're allowed, whether it be failure, whether it be all these things that's happening to them, to control their internal self. And I get it. It's hard. but I want to challenge everybody in here to tap into the warrior that's inside of you. I promise you, you have that warrior inside of you. All the high-level people I know, whether it's celebrities, whether it's the high-level mom and dad that you never heard of, they all tap into that warrior. This is the truth about 2020. And I want to just share this before I get started. 2020 sucks, right? For a lot of us. It sucks that, things have changed. I'm having to speak through a cell phone. We're not able to have events. Maybe your business has suffered. Maybe you dealt with people who are sick. All of these things are happening. But I have a question for you. Okay, how are you going to respond? And I know a lot of you responded with greatness because you showed up, but this is the truth. You might not be in control of what life tries to give you, but I promise you this, you are always in control of how you respond. And you got a choice. There's going to be two types of people at the end of this year. There's two types of people right now in this year. There's a person that is the 99%. And I know a lot about being the 1%. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. But my whole entire life, whether it be an NFL player or whether it be what I do now, I understand what it takes to be the 1%. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not that hard. It's about really making up your mind. A made up mind is the most powerful thing in the world. And a lot of us on this call right now, and I might be talking to you, the reason you're not at where you want to be because you haven't made up your mind. Like you're going in there tiptoeing. This is the thing about, and I'm sorry, I bounce around a lot. I follow my heart, guys. So I promise you got to write fast. I'm going to follow my heart on this. And you got to, I promise you, I'll circle it back all around. But I'm following my heart right now. A lot of times we're not at where we're meant to be at in our life, not because we don't have the capabilities, not because we don't have the talent, not because of whatever excuse you're trying to give yourself. It's because you don't believe. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not about you believing necessarily for people to believe in you. It's about, do you believe in yourself and what you do for other people to believe in you? Belief is contagious. Understand that. If you get around me for 24 hours, I promise you're going to know that I live it, that I breathe it, that I be it. It's a part of my DNA. So if I was around you for 24 hours, what your life say, right, by your actions, not by your words, because we live in a generation where it's easy to type it, it's easy to tell everybody that you're doing this and you're doing that, and it's so easy to do that. But offline, how are you showing up? Because I'm more concerned from a mental health perspective and from a grind perspective. I'm more concerned about your offline life than your online self. Because anybody can paint a picture to the world of perfection. That's easy. Anybody can, hide what they're going through. But a true warrior knows that they're going to go through struggle, knows that they're going to go through setbacks, knows they're going to have to climb mountains, but they know that these are the things that build them. There's no growth without growing pain. So if you're suffering right now, you're like, man, this is unfair. Maybe that unfairness is the biggest blessing in your life because it's building something inside of you that no perfection could have built. This year is building something inside of you that no perfect year could have built. So there's going to be two types of people out of this year. There's going to be a person that uses this year and complains the rest of their life and say, this is like their period to the end of their story this year. 2020 is their period. Nothing more. No more chapters. This is going to be the rest of their story. They're going to tell their grandkids about 2020 and how it messed up everything. And they're going to accept it, that this is the end of their story. But then there's you, right? Then there's you that said, this ain't no period, right? This might be a little bit uncomfortable. This chapter might be a little bit not perfect like I want it to be, but I know this chapter of my life is building something inside of me that's going to show up maybe 2 months from now, maybe 2 years from now, maybe 20 years from now. So this is just a semicolon, right? This is just another chapter. And I always know I'm in control of turning the page. So you're just a choice. Please write this down. And remember this every single day you wake up, because every single day is a new beginning. You're a choice away from a new beginning. And you're a commitment away from a new life. And a commitment is staying loyal to what you said you were going to do. Not me, not Eric, not John Maxwell who comes on here, Les Brown, Dean, all these guys that I know that are incredible and women that I know, Jesse, like it's not about what they said for you. It's about what you said. And I know this is about commitment. Inconvenience always exposes commitment. So if you threw in the towel on the promises you made to yourself this year because it got inconvenient, I got to challenge you with this. Does it really mean that much to you? Because I tell people all the time, man, I don't bring a towel to throw in. So quitting is not even on my radar. I'm going to figure it out. And listen, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. That's a part of it. So one person's going to be like, hey, 2020, that's the end of my story. But then one person is going to be like, this was the greatest thing that happened in my life. It helped me start a business that I would have never started. It helped me build relationships that I would have never built. It helped me develop a skill set that no easy year, no easy road would have built. I know this is true about life. Sometimes it takes the most uncomfortable path to lead your life to the most beautiful destination. Sometimes it takes climbing those dark valleys to get to that beautiful peak. And this is a part of the process, and you got to trust the process. But if you quit every single time it gets hard, if you throw in the towel, if you look out, I call it the blame and complain mindset. It's everybody's fault. It's your mama's fault. It's your leader's fault. It's everybody's fault. You will never change your life. I live by these 5 words. It all starts with you. Because when you look at yourself and you point the thumb at yourself and you say, it's on me, where my life goes or doesn't go, it's on me. What I choose to accept or I don't accept, it's on me. How I choose to show up for my life, no matter how inconvenient it may be, it's on me. How I choose to show up for those that are dependent on me, it's on me. When you realize that you hold the responsibility, but Trent, you don't understand what's happened to me. I get it. But you have to accept that the responsibility is in your hands. Because if you leave the responsibility and all these excuses, all these unfair things in life that happen, guess what? You give those things the power to control your life. So my question to you when you leave here today, and you probably thought about this, is what's going to be your deep-rooted reason? I'm not talking about no surface level reason. I'm not talking about money and being rich and having a nice house. Like, those things are cool. But I'm going to tell you something. If you don't find a deep-rooted reason, once you get those things, you're going to stop going hard. If you don't have a deep-rooted reason, if I get a lot of people on social media following me, I got 12 million people across social media, and it's not enough. You have to find a deep-rooted reason that doesn't budge in inconvenience. You got to find a deep-rooted reason that doesn't leave right when other people leave your life. You got to find a deep-rooted reason that continues to have you show up even when people aren't showing up for you. So what's going to be that reason that carries you through for the rest of your life? I want you to really dive deep on that and find that why, find that reason, because it has to be that deep. Let me tell you something right now. I'm sorry, guys. If I'm too passionate for you, I'm sorry, but I really care, like straight up. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't bring tears to your eyes when you talk about like your life and what you want to leave here and what you want to do for people, your why isn't strong enough. And I always say weak why equals weak action, period. Strong why, strong reasons equals strong actions. So if it doesn't bring tears to your eyes, if it doesn't wake you up early, doesn't keep you up, and I believe in rest, but if it doesn't keep you up late at night, you have to ask yourself, does it really mean that much to you? And some of you right now are like trying to have a consistency problem. I want to learn how to be consistent. I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm going to throw this in here. Let me tell you this right now. You don't have a consistency problem. What you have is an understand how important it is problem. Some of you have been consistent in things that haven't helped your life for years. Some of us have stayed in bad relationships for years and been consistent at it when it's been nothing but giving us pain. Some of us have stayed at a job that sucked, but we showed up every single day. We've been consistent. Some of us have went to school and we hated school, but we showed up every single day. So you don't have a consistency problem. You just have a problem of being consistent to the wrong things. You don't have a consistency problem. You have a commitment problem. So if you can be consistent to the wrong things, if you can be consistent to the things that you hate, why can't you be consistent to the things that you say you love? That's my question. Why, right? This is your life. We hear it all the time. This is my dream. This is my life. This is my life. But yet you treat your dreams like a hobby, and then you get mad when your dreams, right? When your dreams give you hobby results, right? You treat your dreams like a hobby. You show up when you want to. You come with an on and off switch, and then you mad when it gives you inconsistent results. You don't have a consistency problem. You have an understanding how important it is problem, or you have this really doesn't mean that much to me problem. And when you tap into really understanding that you can be consistent at anything that you want to be consistent at, that's when your life changes. Because when you're consistent, you become reliable. When you're reliable, you become a trustworthy person. And there's nothing better in the world than a trustworthy person. If you want people to come to you regularly, be consistent. If you want people to keep showing up and keep, being a part of your business, keep following you on social media, be a person that they can trust. And I'll tell you this, you can't be a person that they can trust if you don't even trust yourself. You can't be a person that keeps promises to other people if you don't keep the promises that you made to yourself. So I want you to dive deep on commitment and consistency and realize that this life is on you and life is short. And I'm not talking about the grand scheme of life. Some of us gonna live to 100 years old, but the seasons of life are very short. You're not gonna get this month back. You're not going to get today back. And I know you know this, but trust me, I'm going through a time in my life where I realize that there's certain things that I cannot get back. And when we don't take advantage of the time that we have, we don't take advantage of the opportunities in front of our face, we start to suffer in regret, right? And suffering in regret is probably the worst way to live life. Is that I wish I would have syndrome. I wish I would have went harder. I wish I would have developed a deeper skill set. I wish I would have been consistent. I wish I would have built that relationship. I wish I would have went for it. I wish I would have faced my fears. There's so many people, there's so many people that went to their grave with the I wish I would have mindset. There's so many people that died literally that said next year. There's so many talents and gifts, as Les Brown says, in the graveyard, the richest place, because so many people went there because they were controlled by fear. They were controlled by people's opinions, what people are going to say. Some of you haven't stepped up to the plate. It's not that you don't have the gift. It's not that you don't have the talent, but some of us, we're so afraid to do it because we're so afraid of what people are going to say. We're so afraid of being embarrassed. We're so afraid to fall down. Don't be embarrassed of falling down. That's a part of the journey. Don't be embarrassed of, trying to do something you don't succeed at the first time. That's a part of the journey. You got to change your relationship and your definitions and your meanings towards failure. Failure is only when you stop trying. Failure is a part of the journey. Failure isn't a part of success. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of success. So you got to fall in love with that. I used to be afraid to be a public speaker. Like, I'm an introverted person. Right now, you probably wouldn't know it, but I'm an introverted person. But I realized that I had to step into my fears in order to create my greatness. And it gives me chills thinking about if I would have let my fears control me, if I would listen to the voice of my fears that told me you weren't good enough, that told me just because you're dressed and how you look, you're not professional enough, that told me there was no space for me in this profession. If I would have listened to that, I wouldn't be able to impact millions of lives. And it gives me chills thinking about that. So change your relationship with failure. Fail frequently, fail forward, because if you're not failing, you're not trying, my friends. You got to disarm the myth of perfection. Forget perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. Don't you realize that? Perfection is just the road that is paved with imperfection. That's it. So learn how to be imperfect. Learn those lessons. Go for it. Because some of us, we're allowing these things to control our life, and we will never meet the greatest version of ourselves. Some of us right now, we are living a life that isn't meant for us because we decided to take the path that was influenced by this world instead of listening to our soul and our heart. Some of us, we're the person that the world wanted us to be instead of being the person that God, universe, whatever you believe in, yourself, was meant to be and created to be. So I want you to answer that call and give your gift to the world, because I'm gonna tell you right now, your gift will make room for you. And it isn't always starting off financial, guys. Like, some of y'all want to be millionaires tomorrow, right? Maybe that's the case, but I doubt it. Some of y'all want to grow to 1 million followers tomorrow. Maybe that's the case, but I doubt it. Your gift will make room for you in ways that cannot be measured. True impact will never be measured. The lives that you affect, the generations, because you stepped into the plate and you affected someone else's life, you will never feel that true impact. Maybe you affected a mother's life that became better for their kids and started a whole legacy because you decided to give your gift to the world. Maybe it's a stranger online that you don't even know, that never acknowledged that they followed you, or that supported you, or taking your course, or whatever it may be. And you influenced them. They became better for their family. They became better for their community. True impact cannot be measured, but your gift will make room for you in ways that you can't imagine. My mother is sick right now, like literally in hospice. And my dad called me with tears in his eyes the other day and said, "Trent, you won't believe this." The nurse, man, I'm sorry I'm talking fast, guys, but I'm super passionate about this, man. He said, the nurse came in here and he said, "Trent, I want you to know how much you're impacting the world." So 4 years ago, my mom is battling cancer, right? All types of cancer for the last 4 years. Some of you read my book, saw she was healed. Cancer came back. And I promise you, I'm gonna give y'all 3 takeaways, so stay with me. I just wanna speak from my heart right quick. So I know somebody out there needs it, even if it's just one. So 4 years ago, my mom said, "Trent, everybody in this oncology office, they follow you." And they were so happy to take care of me. And they gave me special care because of everything that you did for their life. Everything you did for their life. So they took special care of me. They made sure I was okay. They gave me things. They gave me favoritism, all because your gift made room for you. My dad called me the other day, Monday, and he said, the nurse came in here and she tried to put 2 and 2 together. And she asked, "Is Trent Shelton your son?" And my dad said, "Yes." And she broke down in tears. She said, "You don't understand what Trent has done for my life and his mission." And she leaves the room and tells all the nurses and everybody on the 4th floor that this is Trent Shelton's mother. And they gave her, maybe they should give her special attention anyway, but they gave her extra special attention. All because I showed up for the world in my gift. So understand, there's so many ways your gift is going to make room for you that you will never be able to measure. But I want to give you guys just 3 takeaways that you can have, because I'm in my warrior spirit. I want you guys to tap into your warrior spirit. Confucius says this: he who conquers him or herself is the greatest warrior. A warrior understands a few things. I need you to understand this. Number 1, a warrior understands their perspective is everything. I'm gonna be very quick with this. Your perspective is in your control. How you see life is in your control. The meanings you give things is in your control. We have 2 levels of life. We have the experience, which we all experience, like 2020, we've all experienced this. But then what's different is the meaning we give to the experience. I want you to think of your perspective as a set of eyeglasses, right? You have 2 sets of eyeglasses. You have the prison perspective set and you have the power perspective set. And your perspective can either be 1 or 2, your prison or your power. And what happens in life most times for 99% of the people, when things aren't going right, because they're determining their future. Like, you don't understand why you go through certain things until, like, nothing makes sense until it makes sense, right? You can't connect the dots moving forward, you connect the dots moving backwards. So, for example, one of my prison perspectives is when I got cut from the NFL. I was like, this is the worst thing in my life. This sucks. My life is over. Suicidal thoughts, all of that. Now, when I look back, what I thought was the worst thing in my life obviously was the best thing that ever happened to me. And so many of us, we're determining our future based upon a moment right now. And we pick up those prison perspective glasses and we see everything working against us. We see life being unfair. We see, things not going right. We see comparison. We're comparing our journey to someone else's and we wonder why we're tired, because we're trying to run a race that wasn't meant for us to run. And we live life like that. And when we have those glasses on, we tend to lose ourselves and we tend to disconnect from our soul. Then you have the power perspective glasses. 1%, I'm sure, because I know you're a warrior. You pick up these perspective glasses and you see everything working for you. You see even the bad that's happening in your life working for the good. You see the losses, right? Really creating the most gains in your life. You see all the setbacks that really propelled you and prepared you for your greatest comeback. And you look at life like that. The quality of your life is determined by how you define your life. The quality of your life is the meanings that you give things. If you want a more meaningful life, give better meanings to life. And this is how I break it down in an easy way. How you see life. All right, listen to me. I'm going to slow down on this one. How you see life determines how you feel about life, right? How you see it. You're in control of that. How you see life determines how you feel about life. How you feel about life determines what you do with your life, the actions that you take. What you do with your life determines what you get from life. So if you don't like what you're getting from life, go back to the root issue of how you're seeing life. So a warrior understands that, right? They understand their perspective is everything. Number 2, the warrior understands self-mastery. I don't have a lot of time to go through all this. I wish I had 2 hours. But the thing I want to really focus on self-mastery, obviously your rituals, the things that you do, the most important work you ever will do is the dark work, the work that people don't see, right? The 5 a.m. work, the work that people don't applaud, right? Getting up in the morning, reading your books, exercising, meditating, the things that the world doesn't reward you for, right? But it shows up anyway. So I always say what you do in the dark comes to the light, positive and negative. But when it comes to self-mastery, we understand this as a warrior. We understand discipline, right? And I want to challenge everybody on here. I know it's going to sound weird, but I want to challenge all of you on here to suffer through discipline. What does that mean? This is intentional suffering. This means putting yourself through it. How many in here, raise your hand or give me a straight up, that you suffer every single day? Maybe it's going to run some miles, right? That's hard. Maybe it's going for a workout. Maybe it's, grinding and working on your dream and your craft, all of this stuff that maybe it's fun because you understand the results that they produce, but it's hard. Waking up at 5 a.m. I know I wake up at 5 a.m. I'll be like, man, I want to go back to sleep. But I understand what's dependent on me to get my day started. So I realized that legendary people, they learn how to suffer through discipline. They're intentional about it. right? They suffer through experience. They put themselves in situations, right, that forces them to level up, that forces them to grow. They put themselves in an uncomfortable place where maybe they're challenged to level up because the people around them are better than them. And so they level up when they get around them, right? They suffer through that. And then there's a person that we talked about earlier that suffers through regret. Those first two sufferings, intentional suffering, is good for your life. It produces something great, right? It's a seed that produces good fruit. But this regret suffering, because we didn't do the things that was on our heart to do. We put off what we knew we should have did. We waited for the perfect time that doesn't exist. We waited for the perfect opportunity. We waited till we felt good to do it. And we spent our whole life suffering through regret. That suffering will eat your soul alive. Third thing, the warrior understands self-preservation. I'm gonna be very quick with this. Please set rituals in your life that satisfy your soul. If you follow me, you know I say it all the time, protect your peace. Whatever that means to you, protect your peace. The greatest battle you ever will face is not an external battle, it's an internal one. It's right here. And you will never win your war by running from your battles. So take time for you. Disconnect often. Disconnect often. Put away your phone. Listen to your soul, right? Listen to the triggers emotionally, right? Become more emotionally fit in your life. And last but not least, the warrior has clarity. It's very clear on what they're fighting for. And the question I want to leave you with is this, because this is about you, it's not about me, is what are you fighting for? What's the thing that you're really fighting for? Maybe it's your children's future. Maybe it's to make this world a better place. Maybe it's for your health. Maybe it's for generations in your family. What are you fighting for? And one exercise that I always do, and it helps me, and it's pretty weird, but it helps me. I have a conversation with the 100-year-old Trent, because I plan to live to 100, hopefully. What would the 100-year-old you tell the present you? Because when you get to that 100 years old, you're going to realize what truly matters. And I pray, man, I think the worst success is reaching a level of success and realizing that you're still not successful. Is working your butt into the ground. I believe in hard work, but the people in your world don't love you because you've disconnected so much. I believe in holistic success, mind, body, and soul. So what would that future you tell the present you? What would that 100-year-old you tell you what really matters in your life? I want you to get very clear on what truly matters, not what I've said, not what the world tries to convince you to think, not what you've been programmed to think, but what truly matters in your life. And live the rest of your days, man, going for that. But like I tell you guys at the end of every single message, it all starts with you. You will miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, my friends. The only strikeout in life is not stepping up to the plate. So shoot away, swing away, and die empty. Die empty because you live such a full life. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. It's rehab time. Let's get it.
Trent, stay on for just a second. First of all, thank you so much. And I think I can speak for everybody here where we are praying for you and your family and your mom. All of our prayers are with you. That's, I couldn't even imagine. So thank you for being here. Thank you for giving from your heart and your soul. I really, really am grateful for it. Also, I just found out while we were doing this, that you decided to throw in a bonus for people who got a GoPro ticket.
Absolutely.
This course you have, $200 course called 5 R's to Freedom. Can you tell people what that's all about?
Absolutely, Eric. So I wanted to throw this in for everybody that showed up today, man. Everybody's going to the GoPro event. It's simply a powerful course, like 6 hours worth of content. But the 5 R's to Freedom is just walking you through the process of my rehab process. There's 5 R's. I've actually narrowed it down to 3 in real time now, but when I made the course, it was 5 R's, and it's just really walking you through holistically about life. And I know it's going to serve you and help you. And when you take the course, my goal is that you come out, man, a warrior on fire, ready to conquer the world. So it's free to you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Trent, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We'll let you get back to your life and your family. Great to hear from you. It was just spectacular. Look forward to seeing you in person sometime soon, hopefully.
Hey, Eric, Trent's going to be backstage too, so he'll be.
Oh, he's going to be backstage. Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's going to stay
so
for backstage.
Trent's going to be backstage for backstage VIP people to be able to ask some questions. Thanks a lot, Trent. I appreciate it. Let me recap a couple things, and I have a huge, mega announcement in just a moment. But let me tell you this: if you get a GoPro ticket today, you're going to get Social Media Mastery, 7 Skills in 7 Days, How to Recruit 20 People in 30 Days. Pete Vargas's Communicate to Convert, Dean Graciosi's Start Over Challenge, Fraser Brooks' Succeed with Instagram Stories, Les Brown's Network Marketing Speaker Training and Choose Your Future, and Trent Shelton's 5 R's to Freedom, $2,773 worth of free stuff just by getting a ticket to GoPro. Whether it's a general admission ticket, a VIP or platinum ticket, as little as $297. To be able to attend the virtual GoPro event. Couple things. Yeah, Jesse Lee scripts too. Yes. Now, I have 2 homework assignments for you. Homework assignment number 1 is to find a way, figure it out, and get a ticket to virtual GoPro. If you don't have a ticket, your assignment is to get a ticket. And if you have a ticket, your assignment is to find one person on your team by the end of today, before you go to sleep, and encourage them to get a ticket. Make sure that they get a ticket. So it's either get a ticket or help somebody else get a ticket. If you accept that challenge, put I accept into the comments, and then I got a big announcement for you. Either get a ticket, or if you already have one, encourage somebody else to get a ticket. All of these bonuses, they're all going away. At the end of this challenge, they're gone. You won't be able to get them. This is just for people who take action now. On top of that, you're going to get tons and tons of prizes, or you're going to be eligible for prizes from today. Those who got it before and those who got it today. Now, so go to virtualgopro.com. Virtualgopro.com is where you need to go. Virtualgopro.com. And get your ticket and help somebody else get their ticket before you go to sleep tonight. Now, tomorrow, if you have anybody that's missed any part of this challenge, make sure that you move heaven and earth to make sure that they attend tomorrow. Take a look at what we have coming for you. Tomorrow, we have Pete Vargas, Pitbull, Armando Christian Perez, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, John Maxwell, one of the top leading experts in leadership in the world, Fraser Brooks, Grant Cardone, Pat Quinn, and we also have Sylvester Stallone, all tomorrow. So Sylvester Stallone, Pitbull, John Maxwell, Grant Cardone, Pete Vargas, Pat Quinn, top recruiters, Fraser Brooks coming back. It's going to be unreal. Unreal. I want to break the internet. So here's your assignment. Assignment number 2. Assignment number 1, get a ticket or help somebody else get a ticket. Assignment number 2 is use all the techniques that you've learned for the first 6 days to recruit your team to join us tomorrow. Learn every technique that you've used, recruit your team to join us tomorrow, and we will help them become a recruiting machine. Okay? So you understand the 2 assignments? Assignment number 1, get a ticket or help a friend get a ticket. Assignment number 2, use all the techniques that you've learned and recruit your team to attend tomorrow. We start at 11 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to go for 4 hours tomorrow. It's an epic, unbelievable lineup. if we don't break the internet, I don't know what we got to do in order to be able to do it, but we should be able to break the internet with this sucker. Now, listen, virtualgopro.com, virtualgopro.com, and tell your teams to go to GoProRecruitingChallenge.com, and you'll see all of this. GoProRecruitingChallenge.com. Send them all there so they can register and be part of this special event tomorrow. Okay, so that's it. See you tomorrow. We're going to go backstage, and everybody else, can't wait to see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. It's going to be amazing. Take care, everybody. Thanks all to the presenters for doing an unbelievable job. We're going to go backstage.